Oh, my life. No. सुन रही है क्या? सुन रही है यार? ये लाइट जला दे यार सामने
There are
वाली।
leaves around,
अरे
and I
मेरे
know
को
just the
अचानक
tune to
सब
accompany
ऐसा
them,
हल्का सा
if
महसूस
you
हुआ
wish to
हुआ।
hear it.
हल्का महसूस हुआ हुआ। अभी तो वो चला ना। हल्का मतलब भाई इसमें सर सर हाँ, मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा हल्का सा होगा। किसी ये वाली दो लाइटें चलाना। अरे अभी आई तो यार यहाँ पे तो। आह, hello, I'm not live, right? My live? No, I'm not. Dude. Nah, dude, I'm not, right?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Yeah, man. Oh,
This scenery is wonderful.
shit.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a
Oh,
wanderer.
why? Hi. I didn't notice I'm live, dude.
Ow.
I thought streaming was starting. Like
There'll
it
be an
didn't
extra fee
started.
for that.
Damn. So just a minute, bro. I'm live from. What is it?
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home.
Let me check my
This
live
blade.
stream.
It is the last link I
Oh,
have to the land of my birth.
hi, damn. What should we do today? Should I do a story? Damn, dude. हाँ तो लाइव हो गया भाई, काटनी पड़ेगी। Yo, how are you? How are you? I'm fine. Do you know Hawaii? Me. Doctor goes there, Hawaii. Um, should I do quest or what shall we do?
This scenery.
Oh.
Time to go.
Damn. I'm not feeling quite well today. But I am here. Let me listen. Okay. Did you do the Genshin TCG quest? That is the only way you can unlock TCG. Yes, I did. I did TCG. So. Ah, dude. How should I go there? Yes, I did.
Into the wind.
What is this? Go to the ruins.
Are these the ruins the knave was talking about?
Discord
about
server. Hey,
old.
the Discord is going
They
rampage.
seem to be
Discord
pretty
server. I
ancient, all
got
right.
free nitro.
Let's go in and have a
Really?
look.
Just be careful.
Let me check. Whoa. Okay, level 90 recommended. I am still not quite strong enough, huh? Hello, Flickshot. The animated character and monster card are hella cool and hits hard. What do you do with it, dude? Let me check the Discord. Okay, so I'm just installing updates. Okay. Oh, Kazuha. Discord. Oh. Ah. What is this? On Discord, what's going on? Rajesh D. Kohli, 50 plus messages. Okay. Ah. Oh, Genshin live stream. Bro doing shit. Or more Discord active. There you go, Discord active. What? You used Discord. Wait, I didn't get it.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is great! Time to go!
Dude, look how strong I have become.
Time to act! Let's light it up! Going in! Witness the power go!
14k damage. Because I was using Tignari and he was doing 1k, 2k. Now I do a lot of damage. Thanks to her. Oh!
Floor here isn't safe.
Oh! Whoa. Shit. Just grab something. Grab something, dude. How am I gonna? Hi, you are back. I know. Now we can play together. Okay. So, come on, dude. Let's just go in the water. Oh, you go too. Oh my God. Bro, how? I can't climb, but I can do this.
This place has also been contaminated by
primordial
primordial seawater.
Yeah.
Flick
And
shot,
a lot of it, too.
flick shot.
A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell
My God.
Right. You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too
Oh,
dangerous,
ठंडी
and
हो
it
रही
won't
भाई.
be any help for you to just stay here.
Feeling cold.
Don't get my wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's
Oh.
just that.
You can finish the
No,
Argon quest, then
you're
you can
right.
play TCG to
I
reach
can't do
certain level to
anything in this
unlock by
situation.
animated cards and monster
I'll
cards.
leave this to you.
After that, we can play together. I got a warning. Oh, you got a warning from Nightbot.
That complicates things.
In that case,
Ah.
do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable. And I'll go together with you.
Because you were
Perhaps we'll find the
spamming.
exit just up ahead.
Yup.
Alright. Come with us for now then.
Ah, I wanna sleep now, dude. I just wanna sleep.
Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
Ah. Oh, okay. Come on. I'm already feeling sleepy.
One with nature.
Thanks to Kaguya. Huh? Dude, where I have to go? I know. Oh, I got it. Feeling I'm playing God of War right now. Because in God of War, this is saying
Time to go.
I'm checking the wings today. Oh, carrot and radish. It's too cold today. Yes, I know, bro. You are back. Ooh. Ah. Damn. It's quite. Oh. Don't tell me it's going to fall.
Wait, there's something wrong with this bridge.
Oh. I got saved. Oh, partner. Spider-Man. Die, Mary James. She's dead.
Demoiselle.
Huh?
Demoiselle,
for
what are
the
you
rescue?
doing here by yourself? Would you
Don't
be
tell me
standing here
her
till
father is
dark
alive.
if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Oh, was I?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I
Dude,
nearly forgot.
I feel sick
It
today.
must have slipped my mind when I dozed off.
Oh,
This
I'm
is a
feeling
familiar
cold.
feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to
Demoiselle.
recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved.
We were headed to see how things were going.
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the
Dude,
one they were
I'm
looking
feeling
for.
sleepy.
Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door.
Sometimes force is required to.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big. I don't know what we would have done without your help. So this is...
Did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you.
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
True self.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct? That's right.
At 5.
is something.
No, it's nothing.
And
I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Dimwit.
let's do it.
We do.
Well, now,
Miss Navia, here you are.
My trial.
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time now, so...
Damn, I wanna sleep. Ami-chan, hello, hi gaming, Phantom Gaming, Shadow Gaming. All
Look,
of
it's Navia.
you.
She's here.
And her two attendants are with her.
Wait.
Goodness, everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of
Sleepy.
people here to see the trial.
I wanna sleep.
They all seem to be oddly Karina,
Do you still watch me
Desiree.
if I sleep?
Joyville,
Hmm?
Jolien,
Hmm?
Essen.
What
Why
is
are
going
so
on
many
here?
people here? And as for the judge,
हिंदी ऑडियंस है भाई अपनी ब्यूटीफुल तो नहीं था नो डूड आई पुल्ड
where's Mr. Neuvillette?
भूताओ
please sit in the
oh god
defendant's
I almost
seat.
forgot about
Don't
the
worry,
past.
Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have
Creepy.
any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough
Dude,
with the
it
whispering!
happened. English.
Could someone please?
My
haven't
dear
liked
Miss
it, too.
Navia, have you not yet realized
don't
what
like
you've done? In that
Don't
case, allow me to
saying this.
explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head
No,
of the
I'm
Spina
pulling
di
for Pyro
Rasula,
Archon. No
someone held in
zombie,
high
no
regard
Neuvillette.
by every
Only
soul
Pyro
in
Archon.
Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated
Poisson.
all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help,
How many of
you
you like this
responded.
Fontaine, dude?
Not only
This
you,
is
but your
all about
butler,
trial,
your subordinates,
trial,
nearly
finding
everyone
clues.
in the Spina di Rasula fought for
People said that for you
Wait a
like
moment.
Fontaine stories.
Aren't you just proving that I?
Yes, correct.
But maybe
Absolutely
I like
right.
story.
And that is why you stand accused.
I don't
You
know.
have helped.
Maybe
We are
you
one big family. All of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important,
Pyro Archon got so
we
much
couldn't
nerves,
possibly
she's
do
not
without
worth it.
you. Therefore,
I don't
this
know,
fair
dude,
and honorable
but her
court
bike-
shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here.
Same.
You will be together
I'm
with
only
us.
pulling her for her bike and
What
the
are
circle
you
she got
saying?
like what is it
Everything
called?
you
What
have
do
said is
say?
correct. I have
Radiant,
indeed done a lot
like
for
the
my
purple circle on
hometown,
her
and
back
I would be willing
and
to
the
be with
fire
you all, but
circle on her
what
back.
is the purpose?
Ah, well.
Oh,
How wonderful!
what is going on?
I know all these people.
What is
Why
going
are they
on here?
laughing?
What?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This
Huh?
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Melus?
What?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous.
Willy.
Let the court judge her now. She's guilty.
She's Nietzsche.
Stay here, Navia.
She's
You're one of
Nietzsche
us.
category now.
Demoiselle,
Hi,
don't
hi.
admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
Hi,
I wish to exercise
but
my
go
right to
for
defend
music,
Our Lady.
For pure DPS.
Mr. Joinville,
She was born a free and
maybe I will-
independent spirit.
if- I
her
don't know,
actions
dude.
cannot serve as proof that she identified. Please do not
But if
mistake
she
her
don't
actions.
Pyro
Really?
Archon, dude.
As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must
Said
return to
YouTube videos
everyone.
of New Genshin to
Water
understand massive
accepts
nerves.
all.
I know,
Everything
she got
is measured
nerves.
here in the nation of Now, I speak
But
for
I will
everyone.
still pull her.
Our opinion is consistent.
Like
Navia
Milani
should
got
stay.
nerfed.
We
New
and
Red got
Navia
nerfed, and
are
now
one.
she's getting
And you
nerfed.
would call this
But I will still
justice?
pull her.
Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Mademoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals?
Do you mean to defy our
Justice.
justice?
What is
If your
going
justice
on
is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and that
My head.
Demoiselle,
Silver, it hurts. I remember now.
Dude,
Everything that seemed Karina, Desiree,
there was only
Joyville,
great
Jolien, Essen,
I don't know.
and Mr. Giverny and Mrs.
Maybe I will
Burnett, who we
go
met
with the
earlier.
plan.
Even Malus and
Because they
Silver.
are old. And
I don't want to
5
admit
are
it, but-
almost new. I only
But they're
had
all
Kachina,
dead.
dude, remember? How I can't do
don't be
much
afraid.
with
And
her.
don't admit guilt.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of Tri. Don't let them
This is
escape!
bullshit,
Mr.
dude.
Malus and Mr. Silver.
Oh,
Must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly
Hi,
hope to
I'm
stand
the
against the
Teyvat.
collective?
how are
Do
you?
not resist. This judgment is fair and just.
Ah,
Navia
water.
belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
She says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us.
Miss, not. Silence.
And here the new lit dude.
That's... Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such
Monster
commotion. The court will
new.
adjourn.
Our thanks.
Please
No
leave with.
spoilers. The people
Go on now,
entirely people who
demoiselle.
died from the I know
This is your only.
Malus.
because I think
My
I
apologies.
got it.
I couldn't resist making one little joke once I
And
realized
now they are.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly,
Damn.
you must come now.
that. Goodbye.
It's new lit. Finally it's ends here. Ooh.
No, wait! Just a second!
Ah, come on.
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming.
New changes in
Malus and
cooling
Silver
system
were still
timing.
alive, and they were...
What do you mean? Pipe guy will
They
stay
were
for 42
defending
days,
me
not
at some
21. I
insane
know.
trial.
Looks like you're
what's
all
the
right.
new changes?
Did all this happen?
The ruins you were
you
exploring
can get
suffered a
anytime.
cave-in. You were just about to.
The pity
I think I saw
system has
two
been removed.
Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment,
Huh?
perhaps even a fraction of a second,
Why is
but they
New
gave
Lit
me the
doing
chance to
good?
retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Perhaps those two Oceanids were the people you saw in your.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me.
They just keep going.
Please come with me.
When to collect child. What is the name?
Neverland, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right.
Why
Oh,
do you look so stiff all of... Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing.
I merely thought that we should give
Ah.
Navia some time to herself.
I think
Why didn't
he's
you
not.
just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and
I
then have
stopped here
nothing
and
to talk
he
about?
started again.
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewin.
What do you mean?
I hope all is well with her these days.
Oh,
Her
damn.
work in the fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her,
Are
has
they-
it?
Who's doing this Red X?
No way, don't worry. She's doing
Did
fine
you-
down there. She's in a mix.
I see.
Who's doing
Well,
this?
that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Seedream made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you.
Huh?
I have indeed been busy lately.
कहाँ से आ गया भाई
I
ये?
also hope that everything is going well in the fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something. So, Neverlet, this isn't going anywhere. Let's...
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of... Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave. And we had a
Okay.
chat. She informed me that she had
saying
asked you to investigate the
Navia?
ancient ruins here.
From being dissolved in the
We
primordial
originally
sea.
planned to meet up with you, but we thought you...
Damn. If she could have dissolved, then I don't.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that.
I'm feeling much better now.
Get a
I
character.
guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
What is he doing?
Yes,
Medical?
if you wouldn't mind my company.
Oh, I get it, dude.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let me lead you a breath. Let's light it up! Into the wind. Nada kondala.
नादा खंडाला भाई ओपी भाई डायलॉग स्किप करके पूछ रहा है कहाँ से आ गया हैं समझ नहीं आया भाई मेरे को ओह अच्छा अच्छा मैंने स्किप डायलॉग्स एंड देन ही केम
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
भाग गई जान out just die now God of War again. God of War. ये कहाँ फंस गई भाई मेरे? ओह, आग नीचे 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 साइड साइड just die dude थोड़ा और तो शुरू हो गया यार अचानक से God of War. Let me go. Bleach. Party, party, party. Styles play.
Ring cutter! Everybody stand back!
She had made a lot of easy for me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Just
Almost at the top. Keep it up.
oh. कहाँ से गिर रहे हैं पत्थर भाई? There. Oh, what is that? I think this is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Body and mind. Know my soul! Let's light it up!
The wind moves.
Going in!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Going over!
I'm getting intense now.
Let me lead you a breath.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Gee.
Into the wind.
This is wrong.
Here's the fire!
power damage.
No, my sword! I'm going in!
The wind knows it. As one with wind and cloud.
Heal yourself. Heal. Nice. Run and jump that's way faster. अपनी भूताओं को pyro damage bonus दो. Damage ज़्यादा करेगी. Pyro damage bonus. Pyro damage bonus. Crit rate. Okay. Defense goblet, defense, HP attack, electro damage, defense, I want crit rate, HP. I don't have much good artifacts, dude. Let's just leave it for now. Oh. Saturday is here. Wow. Nice. Nice. I will play some other game after 2-3 months.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place?
Bhai,
There should not be any other hidden spaces in the
shayad
vicinity.
pakka nahi pata bhai.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is
Oh, you
missing.
remember this?
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated.
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Desperation. They are important for Farina's trial. You can't do anything.
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I am wearing a green t-shirt right now, but
I really hope it doesn't mean
gray
that.
on the camera,
Still,
my laptop camera.
Paimon feels like...
Oh, let me do this. Okay.
That's right. If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Don't tell me I have... Oh, we completed it. Nice. How many pinky stones? I have 2,670 pinky stone with 7 pull. Spyro Archon is coming on January? February.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you
still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stones. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you as ever. So please don't think you're an imposition. All right. I'll be on my way then.
I'm feeling sleepy. Stressing now, analysis, gardening. What is this odd tragic? Mechanic? Analysis, gardening?
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best.
You did great. Whoa, chicken dinner with pastry bread.
Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Raj is being daredevil.
Oh, a voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Is from Font. Have I ever met her? This is the first time, right? Mona? Did the star not tell you that we might meet here? Bro, where does Mona come from?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the
She
road.
came out of nowhere, dude.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add. Why did you think I was
remember
from
it.
Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan. Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
What is this?
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, plain speech, the thrice as great Scholar of the Stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Wait, I haven't heard that before.
That's so petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology.
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down and...
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right?
Her master.
I know you're not... There's something ominous about
Where
it. The water, I mean.
In the first place, too. I don't remember meeting her.
That was the
Just
main
came
reason,
and hi.
yes.
Yeah.
Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as a...
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine,
Women like to
even
dig
that
up
of
the
old
past
Teyvat.
too. That's why
Ascertaining
most
this
of
is
the
akin to reading the
archaeologists
fortune
are
of the
women.
whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do.
Female-dominating
If I could do
career.
it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary.
No,
But
astrologist.
on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and
and who
powerful
dig up the past.
that it must surely come from a
What do you call
powerful
them?
visionary.
Astrologist.
Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something.
Old hag.
All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face.
Thanks, Mona. You're a...
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the people...
Now get
Indeed,
lost.
indeed.
Oh,
Khatam,
sorry.
baal khatam.
I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need,
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the speed. Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help. Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleep. But it's time to get up,
Oh, I thought she gonna die. Go to the new wallet office. Ooh. I get it why you haven't did her story quest yet. That's why you got the dialogue. If you did the sugar with the friend. Oh, okay. Look, dude, I'm just doing our conquest. After doing all our conquest, I will go back to the Mondstadt and I will do the remaining quest of Mondstadt. That's how this is gonna be. Ah.
You're here! Finally!
Ah, you're here.
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neurvalette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute.
Please
go.
Reina just died. And
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
My favorite.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that, but you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type. Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine.
Damn.
That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
There she goes. Her hair's glowing.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid passion alone might not of nails and how trial situation.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Put on her
Like
trial.
what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
What do you
But
mean?
Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis.
I have a
The
keychain and some
information
sticker
a
of
god
Farina.
possesses is too precious,
Damn.
and so we must take a chance on
Why
this.
do you all like her so
But who
much?
will...
2 days later on board somewhere in the quiet Pochon. Pochon.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know. Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
How about you?
How about you, good sir?
Who's
I fear
What
that I will cause the
they are
mood on this
planning
boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Farina?
Well then, I guess
Now
we're lucky
Farina
we've got a
gonna
local like me to
got
organize
the
things.
Trap, like, what do you
Wonderful,
say?
the spotlight at
Like, all
last.
the people
I guess I'll be facilitating
made
things
team
from
and
here.
forced down one.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right.
Whoa, we
Anyway, to cut
got
to
a
the
one
chase, our
subscribe.
friend here, the traveler, has brought us together to discuss
Well,
something.
I was 34. I was on 34 subscribers.
As for what that is, well,
And
let's
I
start
lost
by
2
saying
today.
that we'll be pooling our efforts
Now I
together to
got
create
1
a
again.
series of traps.
I'm new to game plays. I didn't
Oh,
really know that.
How intriguing.
Dude, if you are new to game, don't
Just an
watch this.
expression, really. One that
It's
I just
gonna
learned from
spoil
Chlorand.
your
And
game,
use
or
on the spot.
I don't know. You
So,
will
let's
forget
invite
about
her
this
to explain in
when
detail.
you will come
A
to
round
this
of applause, please.
Fontaine after doing so many quests.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy
I completed
oratory
Fontaine
tricks to
Net
impress your
language.
boss with
Oh.
in the future.
Okay.
I
You are
see.
new to game. You have.
And what does my boss...
He is glad that you consider him your boss.
Can you directly
Do go
do
on.
the Fontaine quest? Who knows?
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick.
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before.
Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals,
but
but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today,
Yeah.
Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now...
For me, I would prefer our line of work requires a...
You use some of those techniques while moving...
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intel...
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable
Why is
methods,
he so
like
depressed?
placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small
Do you
clockwork
know
squirrels,
more than
mice, and
90%
such.
have Furina
When
in
placed
their
in the
account?
forest, they can
More than
attract others of their kind.
98%.
I remember that you liked those too,
God
didn't
damn.
you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about
She's
it.
a good character for
If they're
healing
realistic
you.
enough, animals of the same
If you
kind will
have a-
follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you,
She's
Monsieur
quite
Neuvillette?
supportive, I think.
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the but I do have one more question for you, monsieur.
Monsieur?
If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement.
I will get Furina.
However,
if Furina
that also
get
goes for
everything.
prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So, are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Most character owned by the Genshin public. Furina on number 5. Name. Rarity. So let's do Spiral Abyss. Collect. Commission. We can't collect commission loot. You should see the maybe. No new comments. Comment. Oh wait.
Add Thank you for Add Astro.
No, I'm stuck on floor 7. If I got, I don't know. Let's give it a try and see. And like the stream. Because we are on 9 likes. Do it then. Oh. Wait. Do this. Character elemental mastery. Elemental mastery. Let's do this.
Frozen.
Witness the power of the wild. Everybody stand!
Clouds high. Birds come.
Time to go!
One with nature.
It's time.
Look, how many of you watched Solo Leveling?
Let me read you a verse.
His movie came.
Everybody stand back!
One with wind and cloud.
Watch over!
On the other side. I think I was thinking that I will be pulling both Zhongli and Furina. My first team will be Arle, Yel, and Kazuha, and Daima. Eloni, my second team. Revision back. Why stop short series? You are getting so much views and subs. I know, dude. Because it's quite tough to maintain that series.
Out of my way! Power that isn't hyped up!
Can't see?
Cold-cut plan! Cooked food. Just have a load of this!
Let's nip that in the bud.
Shouldn't get careless.
One with the force.
Detoxifying heat.
Too crisp.
Plump.
Let's move on. Frost.
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
It's time for a flash break.
You can't run. Well,
don't die.
Chill to the bone.
I see through you. I miscalculated.
I'll uproot you. Keep up.
Power that isn't hyped on!
One with the force.
Die, Motu.
Look at you! Put down. Pew-pew!
I hear everything. Keep up. Excuse me? Can't see?
This was well done.
What a drag.
This was well done.
Eyes on me!
You need to hurry up. Roast and fry.
Diana special!
This was well
I
done.
think the game has ended here.
You need to hurry up.
There is no point in
Roast and fry.
Just a scratch.
leave this challenge. How many characters does we have about level 60? Almost level 60. 5, 10, 11. We have 11 members. Maybe we can do which mode? Medium mode of Imagine Theater. Let's go to Imagine Theater. Shall I? Please. 11 selectable character is not enough to start. Wait. Come on, dude. Let's do story again. I don't know. If any of you wanna join. 586 anime देखा? No root. नहीं देखा भाई. I got AR-55. He is the best DPS at the early very version. Newlet. I don't know, bro. Where is the reputation? Give me reputation. Level 2. What should we do now? Let's get back to the story, I think. That will do it. मैं सोलो लेवलिंग का सीजन 2 का इंतज़ार कर रहा हूँ. सोलो लेवलिंग सीजन 2 मूवी. Should I go tomorrow to watch it? I don't know. Oh, someone has messaged me. Someone did message.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it?
Whoa,
so much has been happening. Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a
Continue
little
the conquest.
well,
Probably
Fremine
continue
was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
I wanna lay down.
It's hard to say.
Let's just lay
Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
Oh. I hope my laptop doesn't get burned up.
Never seen that cup before?
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
There's someone on
What
the
a
tea.
strange conclusion, but also such an interesting one. You two make such a fascinating combo, and yet even you feel confused.
Okay.
As such, consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Oh, she's the old hag.
Precisely. Call me N, a mage who wanders the world. At least the prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
History of the future.
Then is there any way we can stop it?
People call such things fate, and it is written
I
in the
have the
stars. It
to
cannot so
change
easily
my
be altered.
ninja.
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually
Mega
only
N.
the future
What
as
do you
seen
mean,
from the
Mega N?
perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in
Mega
hidden
N.
corners where the god's gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Correct chai.
What is she talking about?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but
And out
others
of
you must reach out to change. Ultimately,
Whatever.
fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen
Tomorrow
in
is
Teyvat's
Sunday.
future. All you
Oh.
need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Oh. Mega N is the clue you are leaving. Should I sleep?
Paimon hears someone talking. Hey, it's you who's getting
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes. It was Charlotte. I assume you've heard of her, no?
Pink hair,
That Daredevil
pink hair
journal, I'm in
journalist.
full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding, but I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group.
Have you
But they must really stay in
done
shape to live so long.
Episode 10.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
Government helpful hint, but we realize the value.
Traveler,
Oh.
Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now.
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation
Tomorrow
too.
is Sunday.
I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen,
I
it
will go
cannot be
shopping
swayed.
tomorrow.
But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone.
Should we do
If we don't struggle to the last...
a long
You
stream?
do
today?
have a point.
The whole rest.
There I go, talking about it was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
I'm not going to be their teacher. I'm not guiding anyone.
Paimon
Leave
feels
me alone.
kind of moved by what Mona said. But, hey, Traveler, Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's
go.
Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few
Red
spots we always like to
Gaming.
walk by.
Is he online? I forgot about him, Root. Nah, he's off. Honestly. It's cold outside.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Merpeed, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit.
Guess
As
Charlotte.
Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet. The Traveler's Trail. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead? Ugh, seriously? Well,
People would do anything to
those
get
headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
promotion. She wants. I don't know what she wants. Let's just leave it alone. Honestly, no. If I will have more primos than 10k, then I will definitely try to pull new village.
Should we go in and get something to eat?
Best Hydro DPS, best Pyro DPS, Geo, Dendro, Ice, Water. Oh, there she is, pink. Where?
Quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. Paimon's shirt!
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Neuvillette was right.
You really
can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee heat.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but
maybe water will rise tomorrow. You know, like
the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow.
I'm not interested.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
Okay.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
Dude. Gotta have to go to sleep. See you tomorrow. I'm just.
Alright, let's dig in.
I'm
sure this cake will be delicious.
Bye bye, Stoopy. Tomorrow is Sunday. Enjoy it.
It's more delicious than last time! And the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Where are we going, dude? The Hotel Tibor. Sorina's part coming or not?
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and Helen.
What is the quest? I'm on act. It is 5. It's 4. Act 4, 5. All right. Chapter 4, Act 5. Charlotte.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve!
You just used to make
some quick Mora!
We can get negotiate profits.
Don't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It
You
appears
haven't
you
received
didn't.
it,
It's
though.
all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to see you. Her name's Mona.
Yes, Adeline, I made it.
So you know Miss Mona as well.
What?
She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too.
Let me know.
She's so young and already such a brilliant
Finally.
astrologist. So she mentioned
Oh,
me. What did
stream.
She said
On
that you're
stream.
a reader.
Welcome,
Nice.
dude.
In which case, can this daredevil
Stream is
journalist
still
dare to
going
request
on.
an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and
I
Paimon?
don't know.
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah. Are we even
Are we getting a
qualified enough?
interview?
Not. If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a
Editor-in-chief
venue, some
immediately.
props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine...
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood,
Bro, when
I'd
is
probably
this
still
going
be
to
prepping
end?
at the office for that interview of ours. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive and then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story,
Damn.
send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get I'm not a dreamer,
I think
nor
I
am I a
should sleep.
workaholic. But I do. But anyway, that's my
I don't
answer.
know, let's
And on that
continue
note,
for now.
I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice. Well, anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Teyvat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do? We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. You mean, still traveling?
Yes, cherishing everyone that I have gone.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
As the banter goes.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here. But it's still better than the Fortress of Sumeru.
Ah,
So the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the fortress of Meropide. Not at all. Yes,
But I
inside the
ended
opera
now.
house.
A riot?
Well, that said, Lady Furry loudly accusing her, and before she could respond, others started to the crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary.
But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Marechaussee Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Marechaussee has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her? Good. Monsieur Neuvillette sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say—
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping—
Is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And, as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Neuvillette was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis. In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Oh no. Should I stop streaming or not?
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible. That's Farina, right over there.
Should I just give up?
Oh,
what was meant
Ruth.
to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. Give up, Farina. I'm sorry, but what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies? Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you?
What do you mean, tear
Arena
stains?
part started. And we have only two
I
people.
remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbed they even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson.
Dude.
I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Neuvillette and those people from the Marechaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too. Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Now they're gonna beat her the shit out of her.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are...
That's just fine.
They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person. That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
No, she ran away.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with him.
Damn. Bhagam 4.
should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them come.
What?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally... no! I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillette made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson, they've already... It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Teyvat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing, but all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, we cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean, indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times. Especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly...
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest, just...
Cher, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Teyvat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never... And if Teyvat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator.
No. Oh, god damn. Oh. They did her dirty.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They
this
did her
concludes my
dirty.
opening performance.
Oh
Now,
my
without
God.
further ado, we may proceed to the
The
trial
God.
of our god.
The prey.
So, this is what it is. Yes, You deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
God dang.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a...
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again!
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice. One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo!
Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well.
Blade on
Then
the
please
back.
speak, witness of Teyvat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Order.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontainian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant mountain...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without... As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage. Oh? Is that so? It's fine. It matters not. What's done, the stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the...
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Oh, let Paimon see. So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon. I didn't think this is the Fatou. According to Monsieur Nerf, the war beneath the fortress of Meripede was
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Just fast forward to the Of course. It is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right?
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah, even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be... See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. nation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live?
Damn. Ha ha ha. Irrelevant. Whale in the dream. Seawater.
That does.
Okay, one's gone. Two gone. The whale in the dream. Mating name. Child conversation. Mating name.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Yeah, I wanna extend my life too.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Furina
Curse
is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Bye-bye.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Let's go with... Where's the mouse, dude? Oh. No. No.
You tried to reference the Oratrice.
No.
But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over—
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone! Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar! I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved!
Getting cursed by your own.
Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me!
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough! That's enough! Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
No. Meeting the name. Nah, that don't.
That doesn't.
What is the end route? Now you're falling into seawater. Oh, the name became linear turning. I don't think so.
It has been established
Playing the fountain,
that
yes,
all
first time.
can dissolve in water from the primordial
Really best
sea.
Archon quest ever made. I hope you enjoy it.
Since you insist on
enjoying
claiming
it.
to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Made me pull
Miss
for
Navi,
Corina just
please
because of
apply
the
to
story.
serve as a temporary attorney for the
Well,
prosecution before addressing the
I
court.
don't know why
Though you act in
people like
partnership with
Corina
the
so much.
prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
I'm super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now,
Let's see.
I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of the seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching the seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case.
Let's go, dude.
But if you don't dare to touch it,
You will see
then we
soon
would
why
have
people
basically
love her.
proved
Trust
the
me.
reverse.
I wanna know
Oh, and I
why.
must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula.
Oh, we got one more
Spina has governed
subscribe.
Poisson for many years.
Thank you.
I guess her suggestion is valid.
Now we are.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Nah, she won't get dissolved, right?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Nah, she won't
Well,
get
of course
dissolved,
you had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
Oh.
It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
She's
going
a
on?
human.
Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
She won't get dissolved, dude.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
Ooh.
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon!
Stop, let me
I'm nothing
enjoy.
like a normal human who would fall
Oh,
apart as soon
it's
as they
okay,
touch
dude,
this
it's
water!
okay.
Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegwin? If you're present, Miss Siegwin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Oh, see. Oh, she the small
Don't
one,
be
right?
nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegwin.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegwin. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
She
Well,
got cornered.
considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... You...
Let's see where the story is going.
Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! What happened just now didn't prove a single thing! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Furina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Guilty or not guilty?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is
not guilty.
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
How?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! You finally made it.
Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
With some help, another Patui plan.
Is that the first prophecy slate?
Oh.
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Now everything will make sense.
So what do you see? What
Really?
is it?
How? Let's see. The previous Hydra Archon releasing her divine power, turning the ocean into human being. Oceans.
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between content of the slates and event in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
Someone gave me a spoiler. Farina is not the real Hydro Archon, dude. Select it was Orange Cat or someone in my Discord, dude. I don't know if is this truth or not. Select to check the description on the slate, exact information on. Okay, you can find scenario related to the stone. Select content in the incident recording in the notebook. There you can verify it on the. Okay, then you find them. Let's go.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. It reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater, and this might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Oh. God. Child.
That doesn't sound quite...
Okay, Paimon. Hydro Archon.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
What is it? Prophecy state. Well, she believes the process will certainly happen, but you need to give a all up.
That doesn't sound...
Okay, now we're falling into seawater. Child.
That doesn't sound...
Newlet. Let's go. Newlet.
That doesn't...
Just told you.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
I didn't got the truth quite well.
That doesn't...
Okay.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society.
But not
many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist.
The real Hydro
Their
Archon
essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and the Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. If we...
Verification complete. She's proven a human. You are not a robot. Capture verified. Look, ew.
Oh, Paimon gets it now!
Hey, Flake.
So that's how you can make sense
Long
of it.
time no see.
But then it feels like
It's getting good.
we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
The first stage reveals that Fontanians are not really human.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We are
not real humans.
You are just water.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater.
Because they
And
are
how all the
water.
girls Vache dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to
Maybe
Navia,
people
when
from
she was
Fontaine
about to
are
get dissolved, she also saw
90% made up
everyone
of
gathered around
water.
for a trial. All of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Not 70%.
Indeed.
Like humans. The second stage reveals the crime of Hydro water creation of Fontaine from the Asian Dean. Oh.
Yeah, and it follows from the content
I'm
of the
getting
first
the
slate
story.
that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon
I
to
lost
be guilty. It's to
a line.
account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin
Was creating us?
was creating us?
And yet,
Why?
after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
I'm still.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must
now
say,
I
given how much you
understand
still
everything.
don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you.
Ooh. What's the truth?
Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Huh?
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind.
That water is Hydro
However,
Archon.
even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
Bro. Now
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
So,
a key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids. They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
Try?
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
I don't know.
No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
We are prisoner of fate.
Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
Do you remember the Oceanid boss in the movie? Don't tell me she's the Hydro Archon dude.
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, That eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Ultimate proof. This is what you sentence.
This eruption is just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
Now what it is? What is it? Huh? Loot.
It was both dream and reality.
Dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
What is that? Veil?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
What is the real doing? Dead. Furina. Child. He's gone.
That was way too close! How did that thing just
Let's jump into that.
Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
That's right, dude.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Teyvat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Oh.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
Food.
Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
Food.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Child.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too
Let's
late.
kill the whale.
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Let's collect people and kill the whale.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
Wait, but if this is all about fate,
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
save everyone. Did I miss something? Wait, I forgot about Farina. What was it she wanted to say to me at the last moment at the giant box? Was it her real secret?
What's happening with the oratories?
Someone will come and
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
See that
Farina! No, I still need answers.
That's why you are saying don't convert. No, I saw this on a GIF. Wow, she looks so different. Her
Sorry.
voice.
That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Farina.
Why?
Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Let's go. Oh, him. Bro, I can change this thing. Oh, the stadium. Looking at Farina.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Let's. Oh, come on.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Time to go. Into the wind.
Going in!
Die already.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards! Teamwork is dreamwork!
No, my sword.
I'm going in!
Let me weave you a dress.
Fallen leaves, adorn my
Start over!
I thought I had to fight one more. Singchuke burst. I knew it. Singchuke burst. Seen one before a mirror, Purina. Am I watching a movie? Oh, I can play Farina. Nice.
Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're
I will
near
come back
me?
too.
How can this be?
Should I go?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them.
Okay.
Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist. I will tell you how to save.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness. As for the suffering, well, but if the prophecy will come true, if there were scales.
I suppose this would also be the justice. Huh? Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well.
Play as.
That's right. You must begin a never-end. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
Now we'll do.
The mayor Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the... In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall once again thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-back puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Myrmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Farina. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering, if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its god. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine! There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve.
that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvillette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just